ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Friday, September 15th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We are here until 6 o'clock. It is a high school football Friday night, and we got a lot of action we're going to preview coming up later in our Friday night kickoff segment. Huntington High hosting George Washington. That's coming up right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Don't forget, we've got video streams on all of our Facebook pages across our Kindred Communications stations and our website. Just go to WRVC.com. You can also catch the Cabell Midland game taking on South Charleston. That's coming up 7:30 p.m. tonight as well. And also on 97.9 The River. I hope South Charleston, for South Charleston's sake, doesn't have a performance the way it did against Huntington High. Cabell Midland, of course, one of the best teams in the state of West Virginia. So it could get ugly. Let's hope it's a more competitive game. And, of course, we've got Spring Valley taking on Hurricane. That's coming up tonight, 7:30 on our sister station, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. Hurricane getting beat by George Washington last week. So Hurricane's going to be pretty angry. One of the top teams in the state as well. We're blessed to have so many good teams all in one region. So good football games for the most part. And we'll hear from Dickie Martin in just a few minutes. Ashland will be taking on Russell. That's always a big one. That's going to be on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. You can listen there, or you can go to our website, catsports933.com. Other games across the tri-state tonight. Ironton will be at South Point. It's going to be Rock Hill at Fairland. Chesapeake's got Cold Grove to contend with tonight. Greenup County at Montgomery County. Fort Thomas Highlands going to be at Raceland tonight. So that's all your high school football action. I'm sure there are several other games that I've missed, but we've got a lot of action tonight, and we'll talk about some of the big ones coming up here in the next few minutes. Last night, the Eagles get the victory over the Vikings, 34-28, so Philly's now 2-0, and that makes the Herald-Dispatch's very own Luke Creasy very happy, as he is a diehard Philadelphia fan. Minnesota 0-2. I don't know any Vikings fans around here. Not since Randy Moss left the Vikings, I don't know any Vikings fans. I do know some Bengals fans, and they play host to the Ravens coming up on Sunday. That's going to be a 1 o'clock kick. We go on the air at 11:30 on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 and Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And don't forget, Monday Night Football as well. The Browns are going to be at the Steelers. We've got that one for you. So we got all the big matchups. Just keep your radio locked right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Getting you updated on baseball action. The Pirates beat the Nationals yesterday 2-0. So the Bucks are going to play host to the Yankees. That's coming up tonight, 6:35 first pitch there. The Tigers get the best of the Reds, 8-2. The Reds are in New York to face off against the Mets, and that's coming up tonight at 7:10. Guardians are in action, opening up a home series with Texas. That's coming up tonight at 7:10 as well. And checking in on the Charleston Dirty Birds. Lexington did them dirty, beat them in Atlantic League play 15-4. The Dirty Birds open a season-ending homestand tonight, 6:35. They will play host to Southern Maryland. That's going to be up at Go-Mart Ballpark. So baseball action winding down in the capital city. Of course, we've got Major League Baseball for at least a few more weeks until we get into the playoffs. And we've got college football action, of course, all across the spectrum, except for the Thundering Herd. Marshall's off. So what do we have? Well, we've got some games for you might be interested in. Akron is going to be at Kentucky. That's coming up on Saturday. 7:30 is going to be the kickoff there. 5:30 is airtime on 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet and Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Ohio State's playing host to Western Kentucky. That's coming up Saturday at 4 o'clock. Our very own Bill Cornwell weaseled himself in. Yes, I said it, Bill. You weaseled yourself into the press box, playing on your friendship with the voice of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, Randy Lee. So Bill Cornwell has worked his way in the press box. He's probably going to be somehow helping out with the radio broadcast. That's fine. It's going to be a fun one. Ohio State taking on Western Kentucky. We love Bill Cornwell around here. And, of course, Pitt at West Virginia. Saturday, the Backyard Brawl. The Backyard Brawl. Who do you have in this one? Do you take the Pitt Panthers or you go Mountaineers all the way? Or, not taking anybody. Not an official poll, but we'll take your results at our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I've got some of your responses from yesterday. I can't say some of those words on the air. Some of those words they rhyme with Pitt. I'll say that, and we'll leave it at that. Some of those words rhyme with Pitt. Speaking of Marshall, let's get Marshall caught up here. Cross country enjoying a successful Herd Invitational today at the YMCA Kennedy Center. So that was a great event. And Marshall is playing in a weekend 3-match event in Utah. So volleyball action. But don't forget, there's soccer action as well. How cool is it? You've got a couple of really good soccer programs as of late. The Sunbelt home opener for the women, that's Sunday, as Marshall will play host to ULM. Marshall coming into this 5-1-1, ULM 5-1-2. So this is going to be the Sunbelt opener for both teams. And, of course, the number 2 Marshall men's soccer team on the road for a top 10 showdown in Sunbelt play. Sunbelt opener for both teams. Number 9, JMU, will be playing host to your Thundering Herd. So busy weekend. Despite having no Marshall football, we've got a lot to look forward to and make a busy Monday for us when we come back. So let's hope volleyball is successful. We definitely want soccer to be successful. And, of course, for me, I want the Bengals to be successful. And all of our favorite local area high school teams. I want everybody to have a great game tonight. But at the same time, I want all our favorites to win. Yes, I'm playing favorites. Usually I don't play favorites, but I play favorites. First, if you're on our radio stations, you automatically get the nod. So right off the bat, Huntington, Cabell, Midland, Spring Valley, Ashland, you 4, you get the nod. I don't pick in between when 1 or 2 meet each other. So if it's like Cabell Midland versus Spring Valley, I'm not taking sides. If it's Huntington versus Cabell Midland or Spring Valley, I'm not taking sides. And since Ashland plays pretty much a Kentucky schedule, I'm taking Ashland in all those matchups. So yes, I do play favorites. But after that, I'm rooting for everybody. So hopefully we got a great weekend of football, and it all starts tonight. And we'll have our Friday night kickoff when we continue. We'll start off with Dickie Martin as we'll preview Ashland's matchup at Russell. We'll preview Huntington and George Washington a little bit later on. Also, Spring Valley at Hurricane. All of that's coming up when we continue, plus your text at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's the text line to be a part of today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, John Garton, 304-525-1116. In Barbersville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100. And in Cerrito, Aaron Billups, 304-453-4600. You've been on the go all summer, but now things are winding down and your summer adventures are coming to an end. We say don't let them, with a $60 rebate on the Uniroyal Laredo family of tires and a $40 tire rebate on all other tire lines. Now is the time to snag a new set before September 28th and start planning your next adventure. Uniroyal all-season adventure starts here. Get details at uniroyaltires.com/promotions. All expires 9/28/2023. Void where prohibited. Copyright 2023. M&A Incorporated. All rights reserved. Call TikTok Tire today to take advantage of the savings. TikTok Tire, 2102 3rd Avenue, Huntington.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
My Town Truck and RV of South Point. Visit mytowntruckandrv.com for more information. Bombshells, Burgers, and Barbecues. 5th Street Road in Huntington and Bombshells and Ales. Carter Avenue in Ashland. Blanco Glass Company of Milton. Visit Blinko.com for more information.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, and baked lasagna. Giovanni's has the best sandwiches around, from the stromboli, Italian sub, calzones, and their signature Big Red. All dinners will be served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's Pizza, fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
A child who cannot read becomes an adult who struggles for success. That's why the West Virginia Department of Education has launched Ready, Read, Write West Virginia to improve literacy for all children. This initiative uses the science of reading to help students succeed. Teachers cannot do this alone. Families, communities, and organizations all have important roles to play. Learn how you can get involved at readyreadwritewv.com.
Are you looking for furniture, electronics, appliances, or computers? Maybe you're looking for something special like jewelry, lawnmowers, gun safes, grills, or kayaks. What if I told you you could find all of that in one place? Because you can, at Aaron's. Aaron's has almost anything. If it makes your room complete, if it improves your life, if it upgrades your hobby, or if it makes you smile, you'll find it at Aaron's, and you'll find it at an affordable price. Shop Aaron's today at 2626 Fifth Avenue in Huntington and 3050 Walnut Street in Portsmouth. You'll find it all at Aaron's.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Bell, and I invited you here to my hotel room to talk about your cheeks. Your big, beautiful cheeks. Get your mind out of the gutter, I'm talking about swabbing them. Did you guys know that each year 20,000 Americans with blood cancer are searching for their life-saving marrow match? Can you even believe that? I mean, people need marrow, you guys, and we have it. So here's how we can help. It's really, really simple. All you have to do is swab your cheek, this cheek. Then go to Gift of Life Marrow Registry. It's so easy, anyone can do it. And in case you're wondering, if you're a match, donating, it's a lot easier than you think. So wherever you are, go ahead and swab that cheek. Go to giftoflife.org and get a free kit sent to your home, or find a donor drive in your area so that you can swab a cheek and save a life. It's only a minute of your time, but it can give someone else the rest of their life.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line is open. It's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Welcome back to our Friday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Don't forget, you can catch the podcast anytime that you miss the show by going on to our website, WRVC.com. There, you're going to find all kinds of podcasts. We've got a new podcast that we just launched. It's called In Your Business. Are you a business owner? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you someone that wants to be successful in business? Well, guess what? We've got a new podcast series hosted by our very own Reed Kurtner. It's called In Your Business, and you can find it now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or just go to our website. Check out the first 2 episodes now, and it's available at WRVC.com. So high school football Friday night is upon us once again. We've got several matchups on the radio. Huntington and George Washington coming up tonight here on ESPN 94.1 at AM 930. On 97.9 The River, it's Cabell Midland taking on South Charleston. It's Spring Valley at Hurricane, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet tonight. And our first game, we're going to preview Ashland at Russell. That's coming up Friday night right now, 7 o'clock. Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. So, without any more delay, let's get into our Friday night kickoff. Let's welcome to the program now the voice of the Ashland Tomcats, Dickie Martin. The Tomcats were victorious over Bardstown on Friday, 45-24. game number 2 of the 3-game road trip, and we get to round things out here against Russell tonight. But let's go back to Bardstown for just a minute. Pretty competitive matchup.
Yes, very good football team. State runner-up a year ago, and had a lot of people back, got good athletes, lots of good speed. Terrific little running back, not very big, about 5'6", 5'7", but boy, he runs hard. He's got legs like tree trunks. His name is Tyreek Williams. And he busted a couple on us, caught a long pass for a touchdown and had a long run for a touchdown, but fell behind early, but then we got things sorted out and took the lead and led at halftime and coasted in for the 3-touchdown win on the road. Long trip, but a beneficial one to stay undefeated and playing pretty good football. But the problem was we lost our quarterback. Strader has a shoulder problem in his throwing arm, his right arm, and he'll be out several weeks. We do expect him back in, whenever the doctor says you're free to go. But we did lose our quarterback, but our backup quarterback, Brandon Houston, who is our leading receiver, is also our backup quarterback, and he came in and did just an outstanding job. He's, quite honestly, Paul, he's probably the best athlete we have, and he is really, really good. But, our guns were pretty loaded. We had a lot of weapons, but we lost one of them last Friday night. He'll be back, but, it's the old coach's saying, next one up. So they've got Houston will quarterback our team for the next several weeks, and Dylan Duckweiler and Sam Lyons will take Brandon Houston's place at that wideout, and hopefully they'll be able to do a more than adequate job, and I think they can. They're pretty good players.
Does the game plan change any now that you've got a slight change in personnel?
Probably a little bit. He quarterbacked some last year because Strader tweaked his knee. I can't remember where it was in the season, and Houston had experience then. And he always takes reps through the week, but, of course, this week he was the man taking the reps, so to speak. So he the game, I don't think his passing game is as good as Strader, just because he hasn't practiced it enough and the timing's not there between him and his receivers. And, you look to your primary receiver, and if he's covered, then you go to your secondaries and on down the line. So he doesn't quite have that type of experience and people running at him and chasing him all over the field while he's trying to throw the football. So the passing game will probably not be as predominant as it is with us. And quite honestly, it's about 60-40 rushing as compared to passing. I don't know if we'll be able to throw the ball 40% of the time, but our rushing game is outstanding. I mean, we got a stable full of running backs, and Brandon Houston is one of them. He's just a terrific athlete, and he can run the football, and we won't lose a beat there. He's got great speed, good footwork, and he's pretty good.
Dickie Martin's with us. He'll have the call of tonight's game on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And if you want to, you can listen to it on the website at catsports933.com or get the Cat Sports app, and you can listen to it on your phone. So the road trip continues, but not so much of a road trip tonight. You're back home in the Tri-State area. You're taking on Russell. So even though it's a road game, should be a good crowd of both Tomcats fans and Red Devils fans. What can we expect from the Red Devils tonight?
Well, they always play us tough, no matter what they're doing. I mean, last year they finished 2-9, and we only beat them 20-14. So they always play us tough. They'll be a good football team. They always do. They always play their best game against Ashland, and we expect nothing else tonight. So they've got some real good athletes. They got a terrific little quarterback in Ethan Pack. Runs it well, throws it well. Then they have a nice running back in Richardson Cruz. he's done a good job so far for them. I think he's rushed for probably a little over 300 yards in their 4 games. They got a pretty good offensive and defensive front. But as the game goes on, our depth, I think, will start to take over. Because Ashland's pretty deep, and we were able to rest our kids throughout the game. So I think that will probably be the telling tale when all is said and done. And Ashland, quite honestly, has got better athletes than Russell does. And they got a lot of weapons. Even without Strader tonight, they still got a lot of awfully good football players that can bust one at any moment.
My guest, Dickie Martin, the Ashland Tomcats in action tonight on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340, facing off against the Russell Red Devils. Final road game of this 3-game road odyssey, then back home for a couple before it kind of balances out a little bit. And Dickie, I know you were busy last week with your game and, of course, in traveling. A couple weeks ago, pretty good matchup against George Washington.
Right.
George Washington's had a murderer's row schedule, including the Ashland Tomcats. Did you look at the scoreboard a little bit and see they beat Hurricane? Did you see that?
I saw where they beat Hurricane, which, according to people I talked to, is a really good football team with all their transfers they've had in and so forth. So I don't know how good a football team, but I know George Washington's a good football team. Even though their early schedule is murderous, but they're getting better, and they'll be come playoff time. I think they'll be right in the thick of things. I don't know if they can beat a Huntington High. I kind of doubt it, but they're a very good football team, and I thought they'd be able to win some games, and they got their first one last week, and I don't think they'll beat. I think they play Huntington High tonight. Is that right?
That is correct. They play Huntington High tonight. That's going to be a game here.
So I don't know if they can beat the Pony Express, but they're going to win some football games. They're pretty good.
Dickie Martin with us, the Ashland Tomcats in action tonight. Taking on Russell. Again, catch that game on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Dickie, have a good game tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Joining us now, Woody Woodrum is going to tell us a little bit more about Huntington and George Washington. That's coming up tonight, 7:30 kick right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We've got the video stream also on all of our Kindred Communications Facebook pages, and you can go to our website at WRVC.com. This game might be a little bit more challenging than initially thought. George Washington's had a murderer's row schedule. They got a win against Hurricane. That got a lot of people's attention, while the Highlanders have been off for a couple of weeks. A weird time to have that off week, but I'm sure Billy Seals and his team are ready to go, and let's get the rest of this season going.
Yeah, you're going to hear Billy later tonight here on RVC talk about how they worked on themselves last week. And I think that was something that they had to do, get in the weight room, get stronger. And they were in good spirits as far as seeing them out at practice yesterday. But no doubt about it, GW shocked everybody by beating Hurricane, because Hurricane was being talked about in the same breath as Huntington. That was a 3-point game between the two teams last year. And a lot of folks thought, well, what are they going to do? What are they going to change up? Well, they did change some things on defense. They moved linebacker Keegan Sack out to safety. They put Hunter Giacomo in at linebacker. They've gone with a couple more people. MJ Dixon might be their best defensive lineman, but they sometimes alternate, Paul, between a 3 and a 4 front. So sometimes, they slide a guy out, but they've got big tackles, guys who are really good, 280, 320, 280. That's 3 different guys, and then 275 for Braden Lude, who was the only offensive lineman they got back last season. So they've been there, done that, and Huntington beat them pretty handily last year, but every year's a new year, and it does feel like Huntington's been off for a couple of weeks, even though it's only been a week. It's 2 weeks since you played. but it feels like that because the first team was out at the end of the first quarter. It was 56-0 at South Charleston, and then 86-0 at the half. They lowered the third and fourth quarters to 6 minutes, and they never stopped the clock in the fourth. But the second team or third team, whatever you want to call it, for Huntington played right with them. And then on Monday, after playing up in South Charleston, the JVs play, and so South Charleston came here, and they beat them 42-6. So I don't know how much you can tell about Huntington based on the South Charleston game, and I'm not sure what we know about Hurricane except they're really good and they made a ton of mistakes, and GW was good enough to get a 3-point win.
Woody Woodrum's with us. The Huntington Highlanders in action tonight, taking on George Washington. We've got that game for you starting at 7 o'clock here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. There's some benefits to being able to get some of your second-teamers, third-teamers out there trying to get everybody who's practiced an opportunity to play. But also, this was a situation where you didn't get full reps with your first-teamers. It's nice to have depth. It's nice to have some experience back there. But at the same time, when you take on a team like George Washington, you want to make sure that your squad is really moving as a cohesive unit, and you didn't get that chance to have that kind of opportunity just because you were scoring in really strange situations defensively as well.
3 kick returns for touchdowns, 2 punt returns, and a kickoff return. It was crazy. But I think the good thing was, out of all this, Avante Crawford is the new starting quarterback, and he has played both games very well, hitting 67% of his passes, 10 of 15 with 1 interception, 167 yards, he's thrown 4 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 12 yards. He's not a runner. He's going to kind of hang in the pocket. But the other guy, who's another junior with him, is Jackson Hatfield, and he's managed to go 5 of 6 for 101 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. So it got both of these guys who didn't get a lot of time behind Gavin Locko last year, because there weren't a lot of blowout losses. Beckley is one I could think of, but there weren't a lot of those last year, and so they got to play. But I guarantee you, Dwayne Harris, Jackson, some of the other receivers, they were wishing they were in more for those first 2 games. They'd like to be taking the edges off and kind of rounding things out by the second game. Last year was really important. Huntington had the second week off just like this after the second game, and they really turned their defense around, kind of what GW did with a week to get ready for Hurricane. But this year it was just about getting better and working on yourself before they turned their attention on Tuesday to this GW team.
We'll have the game for you again coming up tonight. 7 o'clock is our airtime right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Woody Woodrum with us, and he'll have an interview with Billy Seals, start the game broadcast. And then halftime, you're going to be speaking with Landon Miller. He's one of the standouts on this defense.
He sure is. He's right now, Landon is leading the defense with 13 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss for minus 11.5 yards. He's also had 3 special team tackles, forced a fumble and recovered a fumble. He's a kid that all you can say is he's got a nose for the ball, and he really gets after it out there. Cam Veazey's the returning linebacker from last year who's done a nice job. Walt Williams as well. They like their front 3 or 4, because Huntington sometimes mixes that up too, but they're really high. Caillou Jackson in the middle has done a great job. Aaron McPherson is a young man who lost 50 pounds from last year, went from like 245 to 290 to get in shape, 345 to 290 in 1 year, because the coach told him he couldn't play at that weight. And he did it on his own. It's a really amazing transformation. And then you've got Robbie Martin, who plays right beside him, which is a help. So Wyatt Atkins is back from last year. Malachi Sellers, Will Elk, all those guys are back from last year on the line. So they're very happy with the way the team has been working and getting ready for games. They don't really see them looking past anybody right now, and I think that would be a mistake, because we all know there are talented athletes even on these teams that have poor records, and if you get complacent, that'll be the end of you and trying to get that number 1, number 2 seed in the playoffs.
Computer rankings, all a mess. I'm sorry. Those computer rankings, this early part of the season mean nothing.
The SSAC used to wait until the fourth week before they would do that. They jumped the gun this year, coming in after the third week. And right now, Huntington's like 6th or 9th or something way down there. But they've only played 2 games, and both of them against teams who haven't won yet. So if you don't get any bonus points from your teams winning, there's no way you can climb up the rankings when you're 1 game behind everybody. So I think those things will work out. I know that's something, when I bring that up to Billy Seals, he just waves me off. He doesn't want to talk rankings or any of that kind of stuff. He just wants to win the game this week.
Woody Woodrum, he'll be on the broadcast tonight. Huntington High taking on George Washington. Again, we've got it for you. 7 o'clock is going to be our airtime here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Video stream on all of our Kindred Communications Facebook pages, including our very own, and you can go to WRVC.com. If you can't watch it, download the app. Woody will be listening to the game tonight.
All right, Paul. We'll be with you about 7:05.
We continue our Friday night kickoff with the Spring Valley Timberwolves. You can hear that game coming up tonight. 7:30 is going to be kick on 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet, taking on a Hurricane Redskins team that was shocked by George Washington last week. Is it fair to say they were shocked? George Washington, a much better team than maybe their record indicates, and they got the best of Hurricane last week. So Hurricanes maybe not as good as we thought that team was, or they're going to be really mad. We don't know. Matt Perry is going to give us sort of a glimpse of what we can expect tonight as the Timberwolves back on the road.
Yeah, Timberwolves, 3 of the first 4 games on the road. We talked about in our season preview how that would be, a gauntlet for the Timberwolves, and it has been 0-3 for the first time in 15 years, and looking to avoid 0-4 for the first time in the same amount of time. They had a winless season the season before Coach Brad Dingus took over. And so it's been a very, very long time since anybody has seen Spring Valley struggle like this. Many of the players were either infants, and the freshmen and sophomores probably weren't even alive the last time that Spring Valley struggled like this at the beginning of the year.
So we'll find out tonight what Hurricane team will show up, and we're also going to find out if Spring Valley's gotten a little bit better. So that's the challenge tonight for this team. And, of course, the latter half of this schedule, it's got to get better. After Hurricane, it's got to get a lot better. So there's still an opportunity for Spring Valley to try to salvage this season.
There is. Spring Valley does have a couple of games coming up soon that are quite frankly winnable. They play Capital. This is in no particular order. They play Capital, South Charleston, St. Albans. You've seen those 3 teams that have struggled mightily, and Spring Valley will be looking to get well against those teams. But it's coming down to the point where now Spring Valley, if they're thinking about trying to get in the top 16, the worst they could do probably is probably 5-5 to get into a playoff spot. So they're running out of opportunities to reach that plateau. So tonight, as you said, they have to figure out more about themselves. Last week, they played a fantastic first half at Jefferson High. Mike and I talked at halftime about how Spring Valley looked like they were starting to put it all together. And Jefferson came out in the second half and scored 30-plus points in the second half alone. So that's what happens with a young team. They played one good half, very reminiscent of what they did against Cabell Midland. Were in it till the end, and they just kind of ran out of gas. That's what happened at Jefferson last week. And Hurricane, as you said, they're going to be smarting over that loss to the Patriots of George Washington, and it's going to be a tough order for Spring Valley to go into Hurricane and see if they can take care of business.
Well, we're pulling for the Timberwolves tonight. They take on Hurricane. That's coming up again on our sister station, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. Matt Perry is with us. And you don't have Bill Cornwell on the sidelines tonight, Matt. I'm utterly shocked. Bill's not going to be with you tonight. He's going to be in Columbus getting ready for Ohio State and Western Kentucky tomorrow. So I know already a somber atmosphere going into the broadcast.
Mike and I will make do without Bill. Mike and I, we've traveled a lot of West Virginia over the last 2 weeks, gotten to see the beautiful West Virginia hills. And so now we're going to Putnam County tonight. Last week we made that trip to Jefferson, and that was the longest trip other than Martinsburg, which is pretty much the exact same distance that Spring Valley's ever taken for a football game. It was cool to experience that and go to a part of the state that I do not personally visit that often, the Eastern Panhandle, and it was cool for the Valley to go play a team that they don't usually play. And as I said, for a half, it looked like Spring Valley was going to take care of business this week, and what you want to see down the road from this Timberwolves team is them putting two halves together. These young kids, they're having to learn and grow up fast in high school football, and we'll see what they do up against one of the better teams in the state of West Virginia tonight.
Matt Perry with me, the Spring Valley Timberwolves taking on Hurricane. Coming up tonight, 7:30 kick, 92.7 and 98.5 The Planet. Matt, have a good game and safe travels.
Sounds great. It was awesome talking to you as usual. See you next week.
That's Matt Perry. We'll have more on this edition of The Drive when we continue on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hey, Tri-State. Frank's Place, formerly Centers and Saints Bar, is under new ownership. Stop on by and check out Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and other daily specials. If you're a sports fan, they have what you need coming up from the NCAA tournament, Major League Baseball to the XFL. And listen up. If you're a first responder, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Glockner's annual Ultimate Tailgate event is here, and you can make the buy of the year with special event savings and Glockner's lowest live market prices on the season's best inventory. We make it easy to shop because we never inflate our prices in hopes of winning a negotiating contest. No tricks, games, or hidden fees. Plus, get a cash offer for your trade above current market value in less than 15 minutes during the Ultimate Tailgate event.
We make it easy at Glockner.com.
Menards has the household items you use every day at great prices. Plus, get 11% off everything. Keep your devices powered with Energizer Max batteries. They deliver consistent performance and can hold power for up to 10 years while in storage. A 16-pack of AA and AAA batteries are $8.99 after 11% off at Menards. Good through September 17th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
We interrupt this radio broadcast to bring you a special announcement from Huntington, West Virginia. It is reported at 11:30 a.m. an unidentified flying object, a UFO, believed to be alien in nature, descended upon the Ritter Park Amphitheater in Huntington. We're live on the scene to describe the developing activities. Oh my, something or someone is emerging from the UFO. I think it's Funkle Sam. Yes, it's Funkle Sam of the MFB. Let's see if we can get a word.
Funkle Sam here with a funky message from the aliens that the funk is inside you all at Funkfest 7. Funkfest is an all-ages, family-friendly music and arts festival occurring all day long. Saturday, September 16th at the Ritter in Huntington, featuring Jocelyn and the Sweet Compression, the Kind Thieves, the MFB, and many more. Get your tickets now at funkfest.com. Sponsors include BMD Media, Vandalia Digital, Kindred Communications, The Good Time Show, and The Loud.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, and baked lasagna. Giovanni's has the best sandwiches around, from the stromboli, Italian sub, calzones, and their signature Big Red. All dinners will be served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's Pizza, fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Quality, advanced, affordable health care is the foundation of Primary Plus's 40-year mission. Primary Plus provides care for the entire family, including primary care, women's health, pediatrics, a convenient on-site pharmacy, plus we offer flexible appointment options, including same-day and evening appointments. Primary Plus believes in the health of our communities. We believe in serving and caring for others. Primary Plus is always welcoming new patients throughout its locations in Ashland, Grayson, and South Shore. Learn more at primaryplus.net.
How was your day? What did you do in school? I'm Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association, and these two simple questions can encourage learning in your home. Showing interest and asking about the school day can help motivate your children and keep them excited about learning. So stay involved, stay curious, and ask specific questions. Student success involves the whole family.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line is open at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Welcome back to our Friday edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We are finally getting close to the very end of our long national nightmare. A week without herd football. That is about to come to an end. After Saturday, we will be back into game week mode as the Thundering Herd will play host to Virginia Tech. And I'm just going to give you a hint right now. That game's sold out, but I'm going to have tickets. I'm going to start those giveaways on Monday. You want a ticket? You don't have a ticket to this thing and you want a ticket to go see the Herd take on Virginia Tech? Well, I'm going to have tickets for you. Starting Monday, we'll be giving those away right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So follow me on social media, at Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, at Paul Swann. You can find me there. Listening to the show every day this week, we'll have tickets to give away. It's going to be the hottest ticket in town. If you want to go to the game and you don't have your ticket just yet and you're trying to figure out how am I going to get a ticket to the game, stay tuned in. I'll have your opportunity coming up next week right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I might even give away a pair on Twitter. But I'm going to need something. I'm going to need to make an ask here. Find me on Twitter. Start following me on Twitter. If I can get to a pretty sizable amount of followers on Twitter, X, over the next few days, if I get to a pretty good size, a significant increase, Herd fans start following me there, I might do a giveaway. So find me there. That's my ask for the online version. If I can get a significant amount of followers here in the next couple of days over the weekend, you've got your homework now. If you're on social media, you haven't started following me yet, start following me there, and we might start giving away some stuff on Twitter/X. So that's your homework assignment this weekend. We've got one final break to take. We'll continue with your text in a minute, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Check out Working Man's Store in Huntington, the biggest inventory of scrubs in West Virginia, featuring brands such as Medcator, Infinity, Dickies, and Cherokee at the best price. Working Man's Store has one of the largest selections of big and tall shirts, jackets, and jeans in the area. Working Man's Store is the king of blue jeans with Levi's, Dickies, Carhartt, Lee, and Wranglers in sizes up to 72. And Working Man's Store has the best selection of men's work boots and casual shoes anywhere at the best price. Working Man's Store, open every day at 145th Avenue or online at workingmanstore.com.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kitty Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavallette. We look forward to bringing the residents of Wayne County a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, community involvement, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com. Equal housing lender. Member NCUA.
Man, I love driving these roads. Sign might say 55, but that's just too slow. I got this. Oops. Hello, officer.
Sir, I had you going 71 in a 55. The speed limit is set for a reason, to not only save your life, but for those around you. If you want to go fast, do it on a racetrack.
Law enforcement in West Virginia is cracking down on speeders. If you're caught speeding, you won't get a trophy, you'll get a ticket.
Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by the Huntington Highway Safety Program.
Hey, Tri-State. Frank's Place, formerly Sinners and Saints Bar, is under new ownership. Stop on by and check out happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and other daily specials. If you're a sports fan, they have what you need coming up from the NCAA tournament, Major League Baseball to the XFL. And listen up. If you're a first responder, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Attention all Tri-State shooting enthusiasts. Get ready to take your skills to the next level at Bear Arms Indoor Range and Training Facility in Huntington. Immerse yourself in the first and only video interactive live fire state-of-the-art shooting range. And polishing your skills will make you hungry, so head next door to Bombshells and Ales and check out the new menu items like steak and home-style meatloaf. The range at Bear Arms is fully open and better than ever. Bear Arms Indoor Range and Training Facility and Bombshells and Ales, 5th Street Road in Huntington.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The nicotine in e-cigarettes is addictive and can harm brain development. That's why I worry about teens who try e-cigarettes. Many young people use pod-based e-cigarettes like Juul, which have high levels of nicotine. And because teens' brains are still developing, they can quickly become addicted. The tobacco industry uses fruit and candy flavors to attract young people, often turning them into lifelong users. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to our final segment of today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is open for the duration 304-396. Talk 304-396-8255. Next week, we get back into the swing of things with a proper game week as Marshall will play host to Virginia Tech. Sold-out contest at Joan C. Edwards Stadium. And as a brief reminder, I'll have your opportunity to win tickets next week. Find out more. Follow me on social media at Paul Swann. And, of course, keep listening to The Drive here every weekday, 5:06 on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So, is this recent memory? Is this going to be one of the more exciting home contests for you as a Thundering Herd fan? Where's this one rank as excitement level is concerned? Does it rank above some of the bigger games that we've seen at Joan C. Edwards Stadium? And of course, Virginia Tech coming in. This is going to be a rare opportunity for Marshall to play host to an Autonomy 5 school. Doesn't happen very often. So the opportunity is there for Marshall to get a win over an Autonomy 5 program, add to the Sun Belt profile, remain undefeated. You'd be halfway there. You're trying to get to 6 wins, so you'd be halfway there to getting to bowl eligibility. That's short of that's the short goal for the Thundering Herd. That's automatic. That's what you always should be, just automatic. Hey, we should always be bowl eligible and then build on that. But 3-0 would be much nicer than 2-1. 3-0 going into NC State would be much nicer with the potential to go undefeated out of conference into league play. There's a huge potential there for the Thundering Herd to make all of that happen. And of course, it needs to start next Saturday against Virginia Tech. Quarterback Grant Wells making his return to Joan C. Edwards Stadium. So it'll be an interesting homecoming for him as well. And I'm kind of curious to see how the fans react to him. I'm kind of curious to see how he reacts to the situation. I throw this question out again. What kind of football team would Marshall be right now if Grant Wells was still the quarterback? Where do you envision Marshall as a team if Grant Wells was the quarterback? Think about that. We'll ask that again next week, but text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Would this team be different? Really different? Would this team be close to being the same? Would only the quarterback position be the big difference if Grant Wells was still the quarterback? I mean, would Marshall have even got the win over Notre Dame? I mean, would things be better? Would things be about the same? Would things be worse? And that's not a knock on anyone. It's just if the dynamic was different and Grant Wells was quarterbacking Marshall University, what would the team look like? About the same, better, a little worse. Those would be your 3 check marks right there on the box. You pick one. We might ask that as a poll question next week, but I'm kind of curious to get your thoughts on where you think the Thundering Herd would be right now. Because I know there's been, and again, this is all anecdotal, but I've heard the grumblings. Hey, maybe Marshall's not as good at quarterback position than it should be. I mean, Cam Fancher's, he's winning games. That's one thing you can't take away from him. Cam Fancher is winning games for the Thundering Herd. And right now, I'll take wins. If it means 3 or 4 less touchdowns and you win by 7, I'll take it. That means you win instead of putting up a lot of points. Now, granted, if you have a quarterback that's putting up a lot of points here, wins might be following as well. But I'll take something. If it's a grind out win, I'm going to take it right now. Marshall got spoiled when you had prolific passers, Chad Pennington, Byron Leftwich. You had prolific wide receivers, Randy Moss, Troy Brown. Throw his name out there. Marshall had some prolific offenses over the years. So, yes, it was a fun time. It was a fun brand of football. I've even heard that maybe that's part of the reason why attendance hasn't been as good as it used to be. It's because, yes, Marshall's winning football games, but it's boring. It's boring. Herd fans don't want to come out and see that. I don't know if that's really the case. But Marshall's 2-0, opportunity to go 3-0, sold-out event coming up next Saturday. We'll have it for you here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. And if you've got iced out and you want tickets, I've got an opportunity for you coming up on Monday to win a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Virginia Tech. That's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with you on Monday here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Don't forget, high school football coming up tonight. Huntington High playing host to George Washington. 7 o'clock our airtime here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Video streaming available on our website, WRBC.com, and on our Facebook page. Of course, we've got it covered for you as well on our streaming app. You can't go to the game. You can't watch the game. Download our app. Just get it at WRBC.com. Search the App Store for our streaming app. We got the link right there, and you'll be ready to go. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with you on Monday. Until then, have a great weekend, everyone.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington. This is your radio home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.